Well, we're back again. I don't really have a lot to speak of, but, well, actually, I do. And I guess it'll lead me into today's subject. Is this any good? I don't know. It's apparently honey from Yemen. And the reason I have it is because somebody gave it to some homeless guy who, and a few medjool dates. And he just left it on the side. He just left it there on the concrete wall. Because, you know, when you're a homeless guy bumming for shit and someone gives you a few dates and a jar of honey, you just leave it there because that's not really what you want. You want $2 so you can go buy a fucking what's that shit called they're always drinking? it's like, I think it's Milwaukee's Best Edge or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. It's a big tall boy can. But yeah, he just left it there, and this, you know, the thing's sealed, and I'm like, you know what? I bet that might taste good. So I'm gonna give it a try. That same bum had to kick out today because they're always harassing our fucking people. And some stupid customer was like, oh, I'll buy you a couple subs. So she buys her subs, and she goes in the store. Well, she bought them. She went there to pick them up. And then she bought 2 more and paid for them in cash. And then she's walking away. She pays for them and she's walking away. And she tells the server, that's for the 2 homeless men outside. And just walked off. So we just didn't make them. Because A, they're not supposed to be out there doing that. B, we don't want them coming in the restaurant. So I'm leaving out, and I see them sitting out there, and I'm like, hey, y'all gotta go. And they're bitching and moaning. And there was 2 of them, and the one was bitching and moaning and fucking leaving. And he goes, I was like, hey, take that trash with you. There's these 2 big trash bags full of whatever. He goes, that's not trash, it's my clothes. And I'm like, well, that's fine. Those aren't exactly mutually exclusive. But either way, get the fuck gone, take that shit with you. And while that was going on, his friend goes in there to try and get his subs. At which point they're like, yeah, we don't have an order for you. So, don't buy food for homeless people. Have you ever been to a park and they're like, don't feed the animals? Same fucking thing. We don't want these people hanging out there because they might be able to get some change or a free meal from some fucking guilt-ridden fucking yuppie. And you guilt-ridden yuppies that fucking do that shit, I always hear this on the fucking, I hear people talking on streams where they try and like sound like they're a good person because they're like, yeah, I'm not giving you money, I'll buy you a sandwich. Fuck you, I'm not buying you a sandwich, I'm not giving you money, and you're lucky I don't fucking thrash you with my walking cane, good sir. Like, street urchin? Fucking, I ain't got time for that bullshit. Literally, up and down the entire fucking street that I work on, every job, both my jobs right now, hiring signs in the fucking window. Everywhere is fucking hiring right now because no one wants to work. They've lost so many people through attrition and COVID, and these people do not want to fucking go back to work, and no one wants to. They'd rather just sit there and get their free money and be on unemployment until they can't be. Which is kind of disappointing, to be honest with you, because, like, I get it, you're not going to work and you're not making X, Y, and Z, but, or you're making X, Y, and Z for doing nothing, but at the same time, I'm making like T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z for doing something. And I'm still getting these stupid stimulus fucking checks when they pop them out. All that shit's just saving. I'm literally, I never lost one day of work throughout the fucking COVID thing. It actually got busier because everyone was home and everyone was afraid to leave. For the first few months, it was insane. And I don't know. I've been on unemployment at a time when I got fired from, my first management position. And I didn't like it. It wasn't enough money, even if it was my full wage. I mean, I was a fucking, I guess, title-wise, I was an assistant manager, but, I was basically the only one there managing the store. So, manager. It really doesn't matter. I mean, for the time period, I was making decent money, and it still wasn't enough. I mean, I make more fucking now at the one job than I ever fucking did there. And I have two jobs, so I'm beating the bricks off of that. Even adjusting for inflation, I think I'm beating the bricks off of that. And the stupid thing is, if I'd have just quit that job and went and got the job that I have now back then, they were extremely busy when I was fucking slaving my ass off managing a fucking pizza shop, when I could have just been driving around in my car delivering the sons of bitches and making 3 times the amount of money in half the fucking time. I wish I'd have been doing that then. I'd be in a hella good position now. But c'est la vie, you can't go back. It's also not as if there was any way for me to know that was the case either. So, meh. The funny thing was, I'm off topic now, but when I got fired from that job, and I was on unemployment for that 6 months, and then I took a job that basically was paying me the same as the unemployment, and working at fucking Buybacks. Which, if you don't know, Buybacks is they're known by Cashbacks or a few other fucking names. They're based out of Texas. They got in on that fucking, buy and sell used DVDs and shit like that. And video games. Anyway, I've said this before. But that job was fucking shitty, right? And however, it paid me the same, literally the same as unemployment paid me, which was half of what I got making as a manager. And I did that for a year, and I didn't like it much. So then I went out and got a second job, and then I worked both jobs, and that was all right. And then I was like, you know what? I could be a driver at this job and make really good money. So that's what I did. And, eventually I was making in 2 days worth of working as a driver, I was basically making what I made in 2 weeks at fucking Buybacks. So I was like, yeah, this Buybacks has got to fucking go. Because I was, and not only that, at that time I was a subcontractor, so I was doing 70 hours a week there and making I don't know, I was making a lot of fucking money. I think within 6 months I had saved fucking $2,000 or something like that. And so that was cool. And that's when I was pretty much the only way that I'm going to be able to fucking make a living that actually makes a fucking living is to basically work the equivalent of 2 jobs for the rest of my fucking life. So that's what I do. And it works out pretty nice, actually. And I've got it worked out now to where, like, I mean, yeah, I work a lot, but I still have my weekends off, and got my house and fucking 2 cars, and life is good. Kind of worried about all the rain we had. Hope it didn't flood out my fucking plants. I'm sure they'll be fine. Anyway, that Bubble's a fucking asshole. That was a non sequitur. Oh shit, we're at Easton already. So I ended up buying the local cantina a meal pack for 4 on Saturday. Boy, that was a lot of fucking a lot of fucking tacos, I can tell you that. Yeah. Start smoking, kids. Oh. They give you all kinds of shit at this local cantina, and you get one of those meal packs. Got pickled onions. They gave us like fresh cilantro. A couple kinds of, like, I guess it's pico de gallo and like a corn salsa. I don't know, it's like black beans and corn. Maybe a big tub of fucking salsa, red salsa, sour cream, and cheese and lettuce. Like 10 tortillas and like 2 big fucking things of meat. Pretty fucking good, I gotta say. Almost too much. Is this an only lane? Is this gonna be an only lane? I don't want to be in the only lane. I want to be in this lane. I think I want to what for dinner tonight. Oh wait, I actually don't want to eat dinner tonight because I had it at work. But I do need to pick up some more of that white cranberry juice. Oh yeah. And I don't know, maybe some chips or something. I don't fucking know. Keep on meaning to go back to learning some songs to sing for you all, but I just keep running out of fucking time. It's like I do the Monday video and then Tuesday comes and I just forget about it. need to stop spending money, but I'm starting to get the gardening bug. And I don't like it. I feel like I'm trying to fill this like need for like where the band took up my hobby, you know, like my creative like urge. Because like YouTube kind of does that, but YouTube's a kind of a bitch for what I want to do and like what I can do, or at least like what's feasible. Because YouTube's not something I can do like where, you know, the family at home is like, oh yeah, I'm totally into that. Let's make videos together and, you know, take all this time to do that bullshit. But gardening, on the other hand, they seem to appreciate it. And I seem to like it. So I've been learning about plants, what I can plant, what works, and all this stuff. And I think I might be getting that itch. And so I planted that. I made that planter box that I was telling everyone about. And I planted those trees. So now I think I need to plant like, I don't know, like a couple shrubs. Like I want to get some holly. And I want to get some holly, and I want to get some yew. And I want to plant a rowan tree too. I think I'll do that next year, however. But I want to definitely get some holly, and I definitely want to get some yew. And then like all along my fence, like all along the bottom of the fence, I might just take a hoe and like hoe that shit out, like the border. And just plant like ground covers around there, like creeping phlox and creeping thyme. And I guess it's called Canadian ginger. I don't really know. And what's the other one? What was the other one I wanted to fucking plant? I don't know, I got a whole list. But a whole bunch of different shit. Because I think it'll be cool. And it'll look nice. And it'll be less that I have to mow. It's like I don't mind mowing. But grass is kind of fucking lame, to be honest with you. Like, I don't have a problem with a nice, pristine yard with like perfect grass and all this shit. On the same token, I think it's kind of fucking dumb. Like, it looks nice, but I would rather not have that, because you could have like flowers and fucking clover and all kinds of like cool shit. Like, grass is only good for walking in it. Like, if you want to walk on ground that isn't fucking muddy. And I don't know. Like, obviously I'll keep some grass, but it doesn't need to be everywhere, and especially around places like borders, like fences and sidewalks and shit like that. There's no reason for it. Like, it pretty much, you can mow over it, but it's pretty much just a place where weeds want to grow up high. But if you plant the right kind of ground covers, they pretty much, they'll choke out the weeds, and you know, that'll be that. Or like, you might have to weed it once, but and then, you know, it'll kind of take over for you. So, oh god, I've got these three fucking, I think they're like some kind of dwarf cypress or arbor vitae. I've been calling you arbor vitae for the longest fucking time, and that's not what it is. But I want to plant you. I don't know how long they've been there, but they're really kind of starting to look like shit. Like, I think half the plant is fucking dead. And I'm just not into it. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the fact that they're only going to get like a foot high. And one of them takes up like, okay, they're in the front. There's on my driveway, and then going off to the right, if you're like staring at the front of the house. So there's a driveway, and then going off to the right, there's like a short sidewalk that goes to my front porch. And that fucking front porch, well, they're like in front of the sidewalk. There's enough space for 3 of them. It's like maybe like 6 feet. And I just don't fucking like them. And not to mention, like, since they're kind of dying, and they only get so tall, and they're not really like, they could be thick, but they're not really, and they don't really shed a lot. Fucking weeds come up through them really bad. And I think what I want to do is, next year, I want to rip those guys out. And I'm going to plant some yew. I kind of wish I planted a stone crop in between the last of those bushes and this boxwood that's like, these 2 boxwoods that flank my, well, they flank the sidewalk in front of the porch. And, the boxwoods definitely need a trim too, but so I planted this stone crop there. And I mean, it's fine. I like the stone crop. It's not doing a very good job at covering ground, but it's only a couple years old. But I think where those dwarf like junipers or fucking arborvitae or whatever the hell they are, I want to take, there's 3 of them. I want to take all of them out, plant 2 yew bushes, and then on the side of the driveway down on the sidewalk, add an additional sidewalk that will not really widen the driveway, but you'll be able to park 2 cars like in there, and you get out on the side where the grass used to be. There'll be a sidewalk there. So I think that'd be the way to go. And if I plant yew, the nice thing about yew is it self-mulches. Like, as it grows and the inner leaves like die off, they don't get any sun, those little fucking needles drop, and eventually you get this like thick pine needle bed that fucking keeps other weeds from coming up. So, and they get big and they get tall, so I can screen out the front porch. I think all in all, it would be a good thing to do. I'd also like to, I think I might have mentioned this in that last week, I also like to put a sidewalk going like around the entire house, basically, like from the front to the back patio and around again. Well, that'll take a lot of time and money. But if I start just doing the sidewalk from like I want to lay a sidewalk on the right side of my driveway down to the actual sidewalk. Put a little concrete pad at my mailbox, you know, and then also put a concrete pad where my trash cans are, and just kind of start hardscaping some of that stuff. A, I think it looks nice. B, it cuts down the fucking yard size, so not as much grass. But I think that would be a good thing to do. What is this here? Where am I? Well, let's go this way. I'm assuming this is south. Some nice houses over there. See, this guy knows what's up. You see all those trees off, those lighted trees off to the right. The whole driveway is flanked by trees that are lit. That's fucking awesome. I approve. I see they're building a bunch of McMansions off the fucking... Whoa, this is a whole McMansion neighborhood. I don't see the point in having enough money to live in a house that big and then live around a bunch of people who also have as much money to have a house that big and also the same house as you do. Like, I feel like if you have the money to, like, live in one of those bitches, like, have a custom home and a little bit of land. Like, I wouldn't want to live in a fucking subdivision like that. Like, I mean, I live in a subdivision now, right? But it's like super middle class. That's not middle, that's like upper middle class. That's like, you could have bought just some land and built a house kind of fucking shit and had the house you wanted. Instead, you've got this like giant prefabricated fucking house that's going to fall apart in fucking 10 years. Where the door seals don't even fucking line up right. Like, I don't fucking get that. I never understood fucking people like that. Probably have a homeowners association. Fucking all kinds of dumb shit. I mean, those homes are probably like $700,000. That's pretty close to like, just build your own house. Like, this is a nice area over here. I think this is like New Albany, the outskirts. And you can tell all the houses that have been here for a while, they're all like dudes that were probably like electricians and, you know, various like tradesmen kind of shit, where they've got a nice house. It's a nice sized house, probably like 2 or 3 bedroom, or, you know, 3 or 4 bedroom, right? Nice, you know, good modest home. It's very nice. And then they got these giant fucking garages out back. It's like, that's where you want to fucking be. I also kind of want to plant some roses. Like, I've been intimidated by roses, but I'm thinking like, man, I don't know, they're really pretty. I think I'm in Pataskala. Clark State Road. Irish pub. we're in Gahanna. All right. Now it's 35. What the fuck? Oh, Hamilton Road. Oh, what the fuck? remember Hamilton Road. We went down this earlier. Question is, where am I in Hamilton Road? We're in the Gahanna section, so more should just be up here a ways. I'll drive by the airport. Let's see. I don't think that's the way I want to go. I think this is the one. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll go down a new road. Don't know what road it is. Not sure where it leads. But we're going to go down it. East Johnstown Road. Okay, that's perfect. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, a Wendy's now hiring all shifts. Big Walnut Creek. Looks like there's like flooding going on over there. I don't know. Can't tell at night. They have these like sweet walkways around there. It's like Big Walnut Park. If I ever get some daytime video shot again, I might come up here for that. Because it actually is pretty fucking cool. Don't want to go down 670. So, I'm about to take a right here, right? When we turn, it's going to be a speedway. And I will tell a little story about this speedway. So, way back in like 2007, maybe 2006. Well, that's Agler. I should take Agler. Can I take Agler from this one? I think I can. What happened to the McDonald's? Oh, there's a McDonald's around back behind us here to the right. So anyway, me and my friend went to go see Trans-Siberian Orchestra. We took like a bunch of acid. We go to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra and like we're drinking, partying and shit. So we're taking a cab back and we're starting to realize that like, well, we're running out of money between the two of us. So we wanted to be able to like pay the guy and shit. And like, I hope tip him. I don't know. I might not have been hip on that back then, but it's shame to my fucking self, right? But so we have him drop us off at that speedway, and we lived like, I don't know, probably like 4 or 5 blocks further down the road, and then some. So here we go, walking down the street. So we decided to like try and take the fucking most direct route. So we're like jumping through like backyards and like over fences and shit, all fucked up on acid to get back to his house. And then we get back to his house and we got into an airsoft war. So we were like shooting airsofts at each other. And then some people were like, got a hold of us. And then we got like pills and shit and some cocaine. And we went to some party in Westerville. And did drugs and cocaine there. And drank more. And then came back. It was a fun night. That was my story about the Speedway. Did a big mix of drugs that night. Because at the time, we were like, I was selling weed. And he was like, we had a pill connection, right? Because this like neighbor lady worked in a doctor's office. So she could like forge scripts and shit. And so that was fun. We were getting like, you know, the lowest of cost prescription fucking drugs for like maybe $1 or $2 a pill, and then turning around and selling them for like $5 or $6 a pill. And we could literally get anything we wanted, because this was before like they really started cracking down on it big hard. So yeah, that was fun. I was never super into pills, mainly because like the ones that are like really bad, they don't seem to really work on me so well. Like the painkillers and the opioids, they don't really like. I don't get anything out of them. You know what I mean? Like at most I might get sleepy, but I'm not like all fucked up. Like I don't know. Just doing lots of them. I mean, not really lots of those, but like I was doing them from time to time, right? You know, we'd have a few beers and pop some fucking perks or fucking, you know, Vicodins or fucking Oxys or whatever we might have had at the time. Or Lortab. And like, it was like, meh. You just kind of felt a little meh, but it wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't fun drugs. Like I really liked Coke. And you know, I thought Xannies were fun. They would be fun. There was a couple other ones that were all right, but nothing really like, I don't know, they just didn't really enhance my buzz in a way that ever really made me want to do a lot of them. And like a lot of the painkillers just didn't do anything at all. Or if they did, I couldn't tell because I was like either drinking or fucking stoned. But I loved having a fucking like, yeah, smoking a blunt and like having like a nice like Jack and Coke and doing some blow and like taking some Xannies in a night. That was fun. Like that shit was great. Cause you just got stupid. And when you get stupid, fun things happen. What's this here? Agler? Perfect. So that was alright, but the other shit is just, I don't know. I'm going to stop this one and we'll record.